My father died as a soldier. They picked up my father from the street. He was going someplace. They picked him up and put him in a truck with a lot of other people. And he was given a gun to shoot at the Russians. And he never come back. He never come home. That's the end of my father. I must have been 4 or 5 years old. I was on the street and saw it happen. But I remember it. He died as a soldier. That's how he died. When I saw that little ticket, I had to make a decision right now what to do. There was a draft going to the army. So I went back, I was home, and I said, I made up my mind. I was 16 years old. That I have to get out there somehow. So I took them and we got the train, we went to Bucharest, Romania. The reason we went there to get the visa to go to America. The only chance I had. When we got there, we went into the consul, and I explained to him exactly what happened. I showed him the list. And after he saw it, shook his head, there's no way. There's no way because you're not due to go to America until next year. Well, there's nothing I could do, but we all walked out. I was so disturbed that I didn't know what to do, so we sat on the steps of the building, and I have made up my mind to go back to Iași, Romania, or go someplace in Bucharest, or what to do. So we sat there, and Sylvia and Jack sat near me. They didn't say anything to me, and I didn't say to them, didn't know what to do. We sat there until about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, or 10 o'clock in the morning. We're not going anywhere. So a man comes out from the consul and saw us sitting on the steps. He said, those kids were here this morning. I said, sitting on the steps. They're waiting for you to give them a visa to go to America. He says, I told them that they can't go to America till next year. He said, apparently they didn't understand, or whatever had happened, they're still there. He says, go out there and tell them to come in. So he come up and said, the consul wants to see you. So we were back into the consul, and he said, look, you're not due to go to America, but your kids, he says, you can't understand what I'm talking about? I said, yeah, I understood what you're talking about. He says, well, he says, sit down on the chair, on the chair there. And I sat there, and he fished through a bunch of papers, and he says, I have an idea. He took out the papers and says, you see these? These belong to 2 people, 2 women and a man. They're between 85 and 90 years old. They're too old to go to America. I'm going to take your papers and I'm going to give you a visa right now. So he had the 3 visas. He said, you're ready to go. Go ahead. We walked out there, I didn't know what to love, cry, or what to do. You have no idea how it feels
No.
in a situation like that. I had to call my brother. I said, where can I get a telephone? I couldn't talk over the telephone to America. Didn't know how. You know, it wasn't like free. Don't forget, 100 years ago,
Yeah.
I'm telling you the story. Took me and showed me where the telephone company was. And I walked in there and I told them what the story was. And I said, I have to get in touch with my brother right now. It's important. She says, well, it costs you money. You've got money to pay for it. I said, if you call my brother in America, you pay for it. She called my brother in America. I explained to her what happened. You've got to do something right now. It's an emergency. Because if you don't do it, I'll have to go to the army. I won't be able to go to America. He said, I will do it right now. So he got somewhere and paid for all three of us to come to the train and the boat, and the whole trip. Instead of us going back to Yash, Romania, we took the next train out of Bucharest. So I took the train and with my brother and sister with me, and we started up to go to America. I had no idea where America was, didn't know how far it is, but I knew that it's someplace. So we rode all day long until my sister, she was a little girl, started crying, she was hungry. We hadn't eaten since we left Yash. So I said, now, would the train stop? I'm sure that somebody has some food somewhere and something to drink. So we did stop a couple of hours later, and we stopped in the town. I don't know what town it was, but the guy was sold drinks. So I bought drinks and gave each one of them a bottle of pop, whatever it was, and I had one. And the money I had was Romanian money. But we weren't in Romania. Send him the money. No, sir, he had a fit. He didn't want no money. He wanted the money that Yugoslavia had. We were in Yugoslavia. And somebody walked up and called him over that if you take that money to the bank will give you Yugoslav money. So we had the drinks, and before we know the train, we were again. We rode all day long and all night long. The next day, we were in Germany. Some guy came in with the conductor and checked everybody, doing too many people. Then he looked at us and says, you got to come off the train. In Germany, we had to get off the train and said, where? We get on at the station. We got in the station, and he said, you sit here until I come back. Don't leave. The train was there, wasn't leaving. But we weren't in the train, we were in the station. Right. So this guy went away, and we waited for him to come back. But he didn't show up. All of a sudden I heard the train whistle, and it sounded like he was going to leave. Matter of fact, he almost started leaving. Mm-hmm. I said, grab your bag and run. And I threw the bags on the train and got my sister, she was too little to jump on the train. I got on the train, the last one, and we finally made it into the train. And we got out of Germany. We never did see that man again. That was the end of it. When we got to Paris, I saw people walking. All of a sudden I saw somebody standing with a plaque, Marcus children. And I knew that the guy was looking for us, and I showed him, we are the Marcus children. We had meeting, in 2-3 days. We were hungry. He said, come with me. He took us right there in the station. And my golly, we eat everything they put in front of us. After we went through eating, he said, you got to come with me. So I went with him. And we went to, they call it a castle guard. You probably never heard of it. But people that come from, migrate from one country to another, particularly Europe, has to go into this, it's like a hospital. And you stay there for 7 days. If you get sick there or something like that, you can't go no further. Well, they kept us there. And the only thing we had to eat there, sardines. They give a great big bowl of sardines and bread, French bread, long bread, and we eat. I don't care what they brought in front of us, we eat it.
You were so
because we were hungry. After we got treated, they give us 3 rooms, but we said under no condition would we fired. We got to find a place where we can stay together. They found a place for us to be together. It was no hotel. We were there 7 days and they feed us sardines every day and the French bread every day. While I was outside, I looked around, I wanted to see what the place looked like. A man come. He said to me, where are you going? I said, I want to go to America. He said, I'm going to America too. And he said, well, I'm going to take a walk. He said, have you ever been in Paris before? I said, he said, would you like to go and see Paris? He says, I'll walk her. I said, well, you come back right here? He said, absolutely. He said, I go on the same boat, the same train. So I said, I'll go with you. So I went with him. And I went downtown Paris in this beautiful country, in this beautiful place. But it was a very big hotel, not hotel, but a restaurant. And the restaurant was a very famous restaurant. It was a cabaret. Probably heard of it because they made a movie out of it. He said, come on in there. I said, I have no money. He said, I have money. My money is no good no more. He had Hungarian money. He said, the money will be no good. Come on, he said, I'll pay you. I wasn't too little, I was 16 years old. I went with him, and we sat down, and they had dinner, and wow, great big place. There were girls dancing, and I saw a show up there, and I was watching. I kind of was ashamed because it was the first time I saw a cabaret like that. I was ashamed to look. I stood up there and I saw it, and after he got through, he said, now we'll go back home. When I went out the door, there was a girl selling neckties. The neckties had hand painting of the girls that dance. He bought himself a souvenir for $100. Apparently it cost $100 a tie. Wow. She was girls that sold the styles naked. I never saw anything like that in my life. And he bought one, he said, would you like to have a tie? I said, yeah. So he gave me a tie. And I took the tie and put it in my pocket, rolled it up, put it in my pocket. Believe it or not, I had the tie here, brought it with me. I still have it. So I got the tie and we went back home to the same place where we left. And I waited, I guess, 2 or 3 days more after that. And I wanted to see the ocean. I never seen the ocean before. So I went out to look. I saw a little boat. And the boat we went on was the Bering Area. Mel said that he had a trip on the Bering Area. Mm-hmm. The Bering Area was a great big steamer, great big at that time. Now the story I'm telling you is almost 100 years old. I waited to see how do you get into the Bering Area. Looked good, but the outside was that big. The little boat took us to the big boat. Out there, we we got into the Berengari, the big boat, we knew we finally made it. We were going to America. We got a room, and they gave us a room for all three of us because we decided that no matter what one of us goes, all go. When we left Romania, got together, and they had a string of beads, but not beads, was scarlet. So you wouldn't get cold, so you wouldn't get sick. You were around your neck, and each one of us had one. When we got in the boat, they gave us a room for all three of us because that was the deal. They had to be together. So we got in and he closed the door. And we went to sleep that night. When we got up in the morning, we were on the ocean. We were gone. I had never been to the ocean before, but again we were together. The colleague that we had smelled that room so bad that when the guy came in to fix the room for us, he opened up, nearly knocked him cold. He shut the door and he wouldn't fix the room. He left the room for another day, and 2 days or 3 days, I guess, we were in the room. It smelled so good that he couldn't open up the door. The inspector came in and asked him why he fixed the room. He said, no, he didn't fix the room. He couldn't open up the door. He said, you open up the door, you open up the door. He shut the door. Then he opened up the door and he said, come on out, wait us out. We got out there. And as soon as we got on the deck, he stuck his hand up and picked up the lake and threw it in the ocean. It took 7 days from where we were there to America, to Coney Island, New York. Family was on the other side of the building. We came through inspection. We signed out for being American citizens. Right there you get to be an American citizen. We walked through the building and we walked through the inspection. Not government, the health inspection. Inspect us, checked us out, we finally made it. It took about an hour before we they went through and they saw the family. My mother was there. First time I ever saw a woman driving a car. Well, my golly, my sister Rose got behind the wheel and she drove the car. It was an amazing thing to see, a woman driving a car. Now that is something you don't see in Romania. Anyhow, she drove clear into Altoona, Pennsylvania. She drove from there to Altoona. That was my first city. We had a home in Altoona and everything was real nice, and that was in America. But I looked around after that. Altoona did not appeal to me as America. I didn't like it. The train come through there. Altoona is the center for the Pennsylvania Railroad. Trains were made there, and it goes through every few minutes. My uncle had a jewelry store there. My brother had a store up there. I never said nothing, but I did complain. I said, of all supposed to be America, beautiful place, why did you pick this place? My uncle said, I have a store, been here many years. There's nothing wrong with this, it's a good town. Yeah, I made up my mind, I don't like Altoona. We stayed there for, I don't know, about a month or two in that house. I didn't go anywhere except on the street. There was a school not too far, and I stopped and saw the school. There was a bench up there, and I sat down on the bench in the yard of the school. And a couple of people come in and wanted to talk to me. They did talk to me, but I didn't understand what they said, so it didn't make any difference. I said, Romania. That's all I was able to tell. So a little girl come in. She must have been 5 or 8 years old. She heard the Romanian. She come over. She started talking Romanian. Oh my God, the world opened up. She talked to me in Romanian. She was excited, and I was excited to be able to find somebody who can speak Romanian. And every day after that, I took a trip to the school for the girls to talk to me. A lot of the teachers come in, a principal come in to check, they begin to find out something wrong up there. She taught me a lot of things, a bench, a car, and a few words like that. She kept on teaching me, and they got a big charge on that for little girls to teach me what it was. I enjoyed that. I don't know how long, but it was about a week or two. I enjoyed that very much. And then I went home. One day Harry says, I got to leave here, I got to go work. We got to sell those ties. Harry sold neckwear. The neckwear went to New York. They sold him that big, full of ties. And he had a lot of them in the car. He was supposed to sell ties and to a lot of department stores. He sold bundles, 6 of the bundle. So he says, I'm going there. You stay here. He said, you can't go with me. I told him I want to go with him. He said, no, you can't. You can't speak English. You haven't got no money. You can't go to a foreign country, stay there. I said, no matter what you say, I'm going with you. And I made up my mind that that's going to be. I talked him into it. And he took me with him. He went through Indianapolis, Indiana. And there where he stopped. Most amazing thing happened. I saw the car driving into the basement of the hotel. And I looked around and said, I never seen a car driving into a basement. To me it was a basement. I never seen it happen before. He said, that's it, we're going to spend there a week. So he rented a room, not the regular room, but a room the salesman had. The room had 3 beds in it, and it was not beautiful, but it was a room. I was tired and I didn't care, so I went to sleep, and he did too. Next day, he had some business to take care of, and I stayed in a hotel. And in the morning, he took me out to downstairs. There was a place, a small counter, and we had breakfast there. He said, you have to stay here because I got to go and do business. I stayed in the room by myself, and one day I walked out, I walked a few steps. I saw people walking up to the middle of the highway, in the street, cars coming both ways, and they stopped. And they don't go, couldn't figure out why they stayed. They went in the middle of the street, and then they go the rest of the street. I stopped and went back to the hotel there. I was afraid to go too far. I come out the next day and watched them do the same thing. Why there's few people walk in the middle of the street and then a bunch of people come in? Then I said, I'm going to watch to see what they do. I'll do the same thing. So I stood up there and noticed across the street there was a pond. I walked out to a bunch of people come in and stood there and they started walking. I walked with them. I was on the other side of the street and I walked a couple of stores. There was that pawn shop there. And as I walked out there, the guy said to me, he said in English, but I didn't know. Now I know he said, but I want to buy something. I want to buy a watch. I'm a Jeryl, a watchmaker. He looked at me, he said, you know how to fix a watch? Then he looked at me and said, you Jewish? I said, yeah. Oh my God, that was wonderful. He started talking to me Yiddish. He said, come on in. I went in his shop and he had a bench and a chair, but there's no watchmaker there, nobody. He said, if you can fix a watch, you fix this watch for me. He gave me a watch and sat down in a chair, same day. And I fixed a watchmaker one. He handed me another one. By that time, lunch was. He fixed me up and said, you're going with me in Yiddish. We went across the street, the same place where I stayed, there was a little restaurant there. And he fixed up, he paid for the lunch. I fixed lunch for him and he feed me. The next day, I got up in the morning, I already knew how to cross the street, and I waited till a bunch of people came in and stood up there, and when they started crossing, I went with them. And across the street, saw me in the morning, well, he was glad to see me. He had another bunch of watches for me to face.